Action came after the employee fired a gun during an altercation with car thieves over the weekend. Copa says the worker used poor judgment. And major shakeup for the Chicago Police Department. Mayor Lightfoot unveiled a new plan yesterday that will review the department's use of force policies. She announced a working group. It will be made up of 20 community members and police officers. That group will be reviewing and possibly revising those policies during the next 8 weeks.
We will only have true public safety when the community is engaged and involved.
The mayor says the idea was inspired by the police department consent decree. The city agreed to that decree with the federal government after the killing of Laquan McDonald.
President Trump is expected to sign an executive order today on police reform. It will reportedly include a national database to track officer misconduct and officer federal grants to departments who meet use of force standards. NBC's Tracy Potts has more details.
Today, President Trump is expected to sign an executive order that tracks police misconduct, encourages officers to call mental health professionals to the scene, and offers federal grants to departments that curtail use of force.
We want law and order. This is about law and order, but it's about justice also, and it's about safety.
Democrats want more. They want chokeholds outlawed.
Let's get reasonable. Chokehold is a lynching. It's a strangulation. It's a lynching.
As Democrats call for bold reforms, Republicans will unveil their ideas this week, but push discussion till the end of July.
I think us waiting a month before we vote is a bad decision.
Cities aren't waiting for Washington to act. Atlanta's mayor is ordering police to intervene when colleagues use unreasonable force and to de-escalate situations like the confrontation that killed Rayshard Brooks.
We're looking for a transformation of the way that we police in our city.
New York's police commissioner is shifting about 600 officers from anti-crime to other areas.
It's time to move forward and change how we police in this city. We can do it with brains, we can do it with guile, we can move away from brute force.
In Seattle, peaceful protesters are pitching tents and planting gardens, taking over 6 city blocks, refusing to leave until they see change. President Trump is threatening to intervene. He also said that the Brooks video from Atlanta is disturbing. Tracy Potts, NBC News.
Our thanks to Tracy. This is new overnight. We're learning more about a man shot during a protest in New Mexico. Take a look here. Last night, protesters gathered to demand the removal of a Spanish conquistador statue outside an Albuquerque museum. A wounded man was taken to a hospital and listed in critical to stable condition. A police spokesman says officers used tear gas and flashbang grenades to both protect officers and detain those who were involved in the shooting. Several members of a self-described militia called the New Mexico Civil Guard were seen being arrested. The mayor of Albuquerque issued a statement saying to protect public safety, this statue will be removed.
4:06 is the time and a big step on the road to recovery from the pandemic. The city made a big announcement about when the Lakefront Trail and bars can reopen. NBC5's Trina Orlando has all the details you need to know.
The Lakefront Trail officially reopens on June 22nd. Starting next Monday, Chicagoans will once again be able to use the trail for commuting and exercise.
Pretty excited. I mean, summertime, that's what we're kind of used to doing.
The trail will be open from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily. There will be limited entrance points, face coverings will be required, and you must continue moving at all times.
All we want to do is walk the bike path and ride the bike trail. When no one was
I do that already, y'all.
Now there's no way to ride anymore.
Park security and Chicago police will be stationed along the trail to make sure guidelines, including social distancing, are followed.
Pretty exciting. Just want to get back to some type of normalcy in our lives, get fresh air.
And the good news doesn't end there. Starting on Wednesday, bars will be able to reopen too. Establishments that serve food are already allowed to serve customers in outdoor areas, and soon places that do not serve food will be able to do the same.
I really hope they do open it up so we can actually have fun here, because it's been really weird since COVID.
Bars will have to seat patrons 6 feet apart with a maximum of 6 people per table. Seating time will be limited to 2 hours, and on-site consumption must end by 11 p.m.
It's patio season anyways, so I don't need to go inside a grungy bar. I'm happy to sit out on the patio.
And on a summer night in Chicago, who can argue with that? Trina Orlando, NBC5 News.
What we we can safely. All right, there are reasons for hope if you look at the newest numbers in the city here. Take a look at the chart. Chicago reported just over 150 new cases of coronavirus yesterday. As you can see, the last 7 days have been dramatically lower, the red line going down there. Sadly, though, 15 more Chicagoans were killed by the virus. Just 1 month ago, you can see on this chart, about 50 people a day were dying in Chicago from the virus. We have the latest numbers and everything you need to know about the road to recovery from the pandemic, all on NBCChicago.com and our NBC Chicago app.
And coming up, the CTA is hoping to improve routes on the west side.
Then the road to a coronavirus vaccine continues, and some of the testing is happening right here in Chicago.
And at 4:30, the pandemic is pushing back the Oscars, how long they will be delayed.